Welcome to the Inside UMSL podcast. I'm your host, Nate, and I'm joined today with Bovey Zhang, the University of Missouri St. Louis Esports Director and current UMSL student and Community Esports President, Lucas de la Pena. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to know more about the esports program here, but before we dive all the way into that, I want to know a little bit about your background, where you're from. So, Bovey, we'll start with you. Where are you from? How'd you make your way to be the esports director at UMSL?
All right. Long story short, I came from Richmond, Virginia. I went to college in Liberty University, and then I guess that kind of sparked my interest into esports and kind of talking about that later in that piece. So my background's pretty simple. Right? I graduated cybersecurity.
Okay.
It was something that I was good at, but not I enjoyed. So I decided to pursue, figure out what my passion was, and esports was one of them. And was able to kind of build those connections growing up, and then being able to be a part of industries when esports was growing, working in a soccer club in Turkey to build their program.
Wow. And
then now coming to college and kind of building the fundamentals of what esports is on an education base. So I think that's where we're at now and kind of how I got into esports as a whole.
What was the system that you started on?
I started on...
Yeah, you personally. What did you start on?
I had a PC, Mac, not a Macintosh, but it was before Windows was a thing, so we had to type in the code for it.
Yeah.
Then I grew into Nintendo 64.
Okay.
All right, I grew up with that.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Segas and stuff like that. So that's kind of where my gaming started. And PC became a dominant species in college.
Okay.
When League of Legends came out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my generation growth from that.
All right, cool. Your turn, Lucas. Where are you from? How'd you make your way to UMSL?
Well, first of all, I'm from. I was born here in St. Louis.
Okay.
I was kind of raised in Asia. I've just been hopping around because of my parents' jobs.
Yeah.
And eventually I made my way back to the States after I graduated, and I started community college. And I was just doing my classes and all that. And then after community college, I would transfer to UMSL, and usually my classes are how my day would be was just take my classes, go home. But then when esports arrived, it kind of changed up my whole thing. I started getting more involved on campus. I started doing more things, and I was when I joined the Smash team, and I was one of the lucky few competitive players to be on the Smash team. And it's a real joy to be on the Smash team because you get to compete with other people. Traveling. This semester we had the Smash team go to Miami, which is huge.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's once in a lifetime kind of thing, and not a lot of other schools do that. So,
In which Smash do you primarily play?
Smash Ultimate.
Okay, so not Melee, not the older one on GameCube.
No, we don't have Melee here, not yet.
Okay,
but
and then what's the system that you started on?
The system I started on,
as a kid, the first one you remember.
So I have an older brother and sister, so I kind of get their hand-me-downs, and so I kind of started on the PS2 GameCube.
Okay.
And so that's where Melee comes in, and so I like those games. With the PS2, I liked Tekken, Soul Calibur. They're both really good games.
Yeah.
And then I kept on getting them hand-me-down. So the 360. And then after the 360, it was just PC from then on out.
Okay.
Except for the Nintendo games, because they're unique.
Yeah. You gotta play Nintendo. And your main in Smash, who you play as?
Oh, it's Luigi.
Okay.
I don't
cool.
know if you could tell. I kind of look like him, but
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Esports is still pretty new to a lot of people who may not have grown up in the generation we have to constantly play video games. So can you describe esports for people unfamiliar to it?
Yes, the basic concept of esports is competitive video gaming from either console or PC. Currently, there's popular titles that college play versus professional play.
Okay.
All right, so we focus on those, and those three games are League of Legends, Valorant, Overwatch. Currently, our team has a Smash Bros. Play team because that's very popular in the city, so we're looking to grow that initiative.
And so what value does this bring to UMSL?
So currently we have a community-driven plan. First year, we build a competitive team, right? Cater roster that play competitively through in colleges. Second year, which is where we're at now, we needed to build a community base, right? And people that were just interested in playing games with other people and training them to be better. Because we want to build a formula of success, right? And kind of pipeline that growth between individuals, hey, this is something I enjoy doing. Let's see what we can do with a team, and maybe if they improve from that. So I think that's kind of our objective for especially this semester, and why we have Lucas kind of forefronting a lot of these events. And it seems like the community's interest, right? We do this every single month, and I feel like people want it, and we're going to grow that space as full. So
What does the recruiting process look like for grabbing new people to be a part of the team?
So we give scholarships out to certain ranked merits on these particular 4 games I said. The only difference is for Smash Brothers, they have to come in and compete. Top 4 gives scholarship. So we have a community base where we can give in people that, hey, you have a chance to be part of the team instead of just getting handpicked from different locations. So we wanted to give it a competitive edge to earn that scholarship.
Okay. And then you guys have a new esports arena coming in. What does that look like?
So we have one in the MSC. There's a lot of building mechanics, but we have the room now. We started it last year, and all the pieces just, it costs a lot of money for a facility, but we're growing the foundation of it, and it's going to be hopefully finished within the next 2-3 years. All right.
Okay.
But we have all our necessities, the computers, the competitions, the streaming. We just got to make it pretty now. So
that's really awesome. So the UMSL esports program emphasizes 4 specific things. What are those things?
Yes. The first one is going to be competitive. Right? I feel like it's very cut and dry. Right? Any college competitive scene needs to be given. So we try to cater a vast variety of RC and JV where we come and compete to be the best. Right? Because we have to play against the best college teams here.
Yeah.
The second one for me is important is community driven, which is why you need a community base to support what you're doing. Right? And I feel like that building process is hard, but is needed to kind of build a successful program. So community is the second part of it. The third one is creativity. Things like these are now possibilities: podcasts, video review, right? Streaming services, and being able to kind of grow into that social platform. You have to be creative, right? And you have to be innovative. So we want to cater that, teach that, grow that, and hopefully build a different division of production and broadcasting within UMSL, because we don't have that yet. So I feel like it's a really good initiative to grow, especially within this university. So that's the third part. So now the first one is a mouthful, is careers.
Okay.
Very important. I feel like the reason we do this, so we get something out of it, right? And careers is a very driven part within a education standpoint. So we want to teach career-driven individuals that want to enjoy this, be passionate about it, and grow into future generations of this. Jobs like these are now accessible. So being able to kind of train, develop, and mold them to, hey, if this is something you want to do.
Is there a specific department that you pull your esports players from, or is it just kind of open to anyone?
So for the first process, I work under admissions.
Okay.
So I'll pull from the recruitment process. I am very easy. You come to me, and if you want to be a part of UMSL, I'm a very good point of contact to get you a part of the school, right? But we cater for players, so that's the process makes it easier. We also do pull from the community around UMSL that's part of student base already. So we kind of, this is a program, let's be a part of it, see who's interested in the competitive, because this just started the second year. So there's a lot of influx of people that are sophomores, juniors, that haven't heard of it, and we want to bring that and cater them too. So I think that's kind of the process of how we're recruiting people right now.
So the aspect of building community, what are some of the ways that you do that to kind of draw people into what's going on in the esports world?
So usually we kind of just promote our events around campus. So either, we use the bulletin boards around campus, like in the classrooms and all that, or we have tabling events that we just promote and just hand out flyers to see if they're interested in that kind of thing. We also use the UMSL's Try and Connect to kind of connect to the students who are already to the new students or transfer students who usually just want to find something to figure out what's going on around campus. So it's a good way to connect with students that way.
Okay. Now, esports is more than just gaming. What are some of the other things that are involved in kind of everything that happens when it comes to esports?
Yes, I think that's based on, we do hire student workers to do different positions. Obviously, the main thing is front desk and be able to kind of get those equipments ready for those players. But also we do other things like social media, team building, event planning, things that we can kind of grow the space because we move it every single time. So being that creative and being innovative to kind of see what the program needs. Obviously, going to many programs, it feels like the community speaks volumes of what they want here. Not everyone likes the same flavor every single place you go. So I think it's very important to kind of be involved and kind of grow that in community and figure out hey, this is what people like. Let's focus it, let's hone it, and let's make it the best possible thing you can. So I think that's the objective of those other opportunities that you can do.
And you guys mentioned practices as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do practices look like? Because when you think of
Yes.
like basketball or football, people have an idea of what a practice looks like. What does an esports practice look like?
Of course. So esports practice, they have a set schedule to come in and utilize the equipment. The whole reason is that because in-face versus online playing, because you do everything online, is much better. It brings more team rapport. But their practice schedule is usually starting from 4 p.m. to 9 because we cater college kids. Most of their classes don't end until late. So we have to kind of marginalize that. So traditional practice, you come up, you show up, we do reps depending on the game, and then you get in scrimmages with other teams, and we figure out things to work on. So
how does practice for a Smash team work?
Usually we do like VOD reviews. So if we're like went into like a recent tournament, we would like review like what went right, what went wrong. So it's a really good learning experience in that aspect. Other days we just like scrimmage with each other, or even on online events through I think it's called Coinbox or something.
yes.
Yeah, and so that's like one of the few ways we can practice more. And the good thing about that one is because Smash Online is like you can't really chat to your opponent. You can ask people for like any like advice that they give you, and sometimes they leave you on red, but it's like whatever. So like, but it's like a good like learning experience for the ones actually like giving you advice how to become a better player, and I think that's what's important.
That's really cool. And now, since there's a whole bunch of departments working together, what are some cross-department things that you guys participate in when it comes to esports?
Everything that's possibly that every division wants to do, right? So we try to partner with other academias too, like cybersecurity. We're looking to bring a games con here where they can come and develop games. We're working with criminal justice also because there's a lot of games that actually promote, solving puzzles and things like that, and kind of building those initiatives with other departments. Global, esports is international. All right, so like, you can kind of tap almost every single market around the world. So I feel like esports is basically ingrained in everything mostly we do, right? Especially in podcasts, video production, stuff like that. So I think that's kind of where we're looking for.
You mentioned a lot of the puzzle solving with the criminal department and criminology. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yes, of course. We're actually looking to do a event called Nancy Drew event. It was supposed to happen this semester, but we're pushing for next semester. And basically that game itself is more about crime solving, puzzle solving, being able to analyze and being able to work as a team to figure out different things within it. So I feel like those games translate to a lot of things that we can do in a career path, right? So having those departments included just kind of give them a different vibe of everything and be able to see if it's a good training calls for it. So
kind of building an event around Nancy Drew games.
Yes, or the Hardy Boys and other games that people have back in the day. I feel like it could be a very good collaboration of it. This is what is ingrained on it. Just kind of have that fun activity, interactive, and see what the student wants nowadays. So we're trying to make those objectives happen.
Man, I used to play those games growing up. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So how has esports helped you in and out the classroom?
Well, one example it really helped, or I wouldn't say helped me, but like one thing I learned from class that I use in esports is like I'm a computer science major, right?
Okay.
And so my expertise is coding. And so when I see an issue in the esports arena, I can find a way to have like a easier and more efficient way to do it, I would code it. So for our like Mario Kart tournaments, we didn't have like a randomizer kind of thing. We're just going on Google, just like randomizing the players like to go on which setup. And I thought that was so inefficient and so slow. And I was like, there's got to be another way we could do this. Yeah. And so I brought it upon myself to code a executable program for the staff team to use to like help them like more efficiently, just like write down the points and like more efficiently like randomize the players and just like in the click of a button. So it's like it really helps out. And it's also like with me, like I kind of want to do only like projects that I would actually use, not like I could build a calculator, right? But I'm not gonna use that. There's better ones out there, so it's like why bother? So like having that opportunity to actually do that is just like is great for me, and it's like experience, and so it's nice to do. It's nice to have.
Yeah, and with any athlete, there's that balance of academic and being a part of the sport that you play. How is that balance worked out? What do you guys do to kind of keep things still academic while also being able to perform at a high level?
Of course. So we do have a threshold to be a part of the team, right? So you have to maintain a 3.0 GPA. We fall by the semester, they have to do tutoring, and we have time schedules when they come in and be able to kind of get those grades up. But gladly that a lot of people that are in esports do have pretty good GPAs, which is wonderful. So we don't have to make pushes on that much, but like when those things happen, we have tutoring sessions. We go to the second floor, we work with the division there, and we just kind of bring our team members back and forth to see what to help them injectically. So.
Yeah. How was it balancing everything for you?
I mean, I don't gotta go to the tutoring sessions, but like whenever I needed to do the work, I would focus on school first, and then esports second, and I think that's the most important thing. And the thing is, at UMSL, there's like a lot of resources. So last semester, I was taking Calculus 3. Calculus is hard. But the math lab over there helps a lot. It gives you a lot of practice, and I spent a lot of time there. And, just getting the work done, having that done, and then having esports next it was a good balance for me, because it was like school and then, something I really enjoyed, which is esports.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So there's a lot of things that are constantly changing when it comes to the gaming world. There's always a new game to be a part of that's going to be the forefront of esports. How do you change with this rapidly changing esports environment?
Yeah, the biggest thing is being involved in it, kind of see what's going on, figuring out if this is going to be a competitive game within the college scene, and kind of work with that. I feel like we do have a lot of market analysis out there to say, hey, this is something that might come up, right? We talk about the new game, Riot Games, it's do KKO. It's a fighting game. Okay. It looks really nice, but it has not reached the market yet, right? And once that market reached, we decide to implement it, right? It depends on what people want, honestly. That's why it makes esports so fun and innovative, because you might be a new thing that comes up next year, and then we have to look into it and then build a team for it. So it's very creative, it's very innovative, and we have to keep up with current trends to kind of be a part of the market. But right now it's steady, so people have these popular games that people know now, and we kind of get into that. So
how often do you guys attend other esports events that are not university based?
Depends on the team. So depends on the team and their performance. Like, for example, our Smash Bros team went to Miami. It was a big event down there with Luminosity that was sponsoring it, and we're looking to see if we can get them to Vegas next semester and kind of go into other events that's not college space, so they kind of experienced it immersively into it. Evo's not approved yet, but I think that would be a really good experience. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's one of the biggest gaming conventions for fighting games.
Okay. What does EVO stand for?
That's a good question.
Evolutionary something, I don't know.
Yeah, that's evolutionary.
Okay, so it's not evil, it's evol.
Evo.
EVO. Oh, EVO. Oh, okay, got it.
And there's an event that happens in usually Vegas, but a lot of people show up to it. It's very big. I think that's a very good first experience of what and how big gaming is. So we promote that within the campus, so they know, hey, this is actually a really big thing. This is something you can do if you want to do this after college, and kind of go into that part.
So there is more after college for you to be able to participate in. What are some of those opportunities that might be out there?
So there's a whole professional scene out there, if you knew about that.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, a lot of big players get into esports. So there's opportunities after college to be a part of the professional scene. And there's many opportunities out there. There's many teams that are hiring. There's a lot of competition. You just come in, walk in, and play. But you just got to pay an entry fee. I think things like that are out there.
Yeah.
Any state has it now. I'll be honest with you. If you really want to compete in a game that you enjoy, you can search online, and I'm pretty sure something will pop up, depending how old it is, I'll be honest. Yeah. Melee, there's competition for Melee, right? But it's like, not everywhere has Melee. I think it's kind of depending on the popularity of it all. So
yeah. And now what sets UMSL apart with their esports program from picking another college, possibly?
I think the biggest thing is that we do give competitive scholarships. I think that's a big thing. And also we have a really great facility compared to a lot of people within the Midwest. So I feel like that immersive environment that we're building and that sense of belonging is very important for our students here. And we cater that, and we want to grow that. So that's why I feel that UMSL will be the better choice, because we have that. And we're growing that within this couple of years. There's just a lot of members that wanted to be a part of something so nice.
What are some of your favorite things about the esports community here at UMSL?
I think with the just at UMSL, anyone's welcome. Like we invite like like even the non-gamers, just like the ones who are just barely interested, just to like give them a taste of what it is. And I think that's like what's important, and also like, you know, that sense of belonging. You know, some people are like really introverted, right? And having this area for them is just great, because it makes them more involved. Otherwise, it just, you know, they would just go home.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that. I'm not gonna lie, that used to be me. But you know, since this came around, you know, I'm here every day. So it's just a nice. I actually have like a home here. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. What's been your favorite moment or experience so far as a part of Triton Esports? And I'll ask you that, and then come to you next, Bovey.
Okay, I think my favorite part was traveling. Like, so while I was on the Smash team, we went to Iowa, and then we went to Kansas University, and we competed there. And I think just being in those two areas was both a learning experience for me, but also like just a fun experience. Like who what other colleges do that? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think they just have the teams there, but they don't really do anything about it. UMSL is like a little bit different. We're sent there. We're sent to compete. You know, we're trying to be the best out there. So yeah, it's just having that opportunity there is like really nice.
That's super cool. And what about you?
For me, esports in general, I think it's just the people that was brought apart it. Right? You start with something so small, and then you just see a lot of interest that want to be a part of something that they enjoy. I think that's the biggest thing, right? The passion behind the gaming community is so vast that you're bringing all types of people. It doesn't matter what your background is, who you are. I think that's a very important piece for not even a competitive team, but a community that this is a place that you feel, right? That you feel like you belong there, and people enjoy what you enjoy, and being able to have that sense of, you know, friendships that you build and everlasting moments. I think those memories are important.
So we're going to hop into the fun questions.
All right.
So I'll start with you first, Lucas. You have a free weekend here in St. Louis. What are you going to do?
Free weekend here in St. Louis.
Yep. No schoolwork, no work,
No
nothing.
schoolwork.
It's the entire weekend is yours to do whatever you want with it. What are you going to do?
Man. For me, since I've been going into volleyball a lot, probably playing in some tournaments and draw tournaments there. Maybe even do like a Smash local tournament, because they're all around St. Louis. You just have to like you have to find those communities like through like Discord, or even through like our school system. Like, we host tournaments as well, so it's really nice to have there. Hang out with friends maybe.
Yeah. What about you, Bovey? You got a free weekend. What are you going to do in St. Louis?
Free weekend. That's a crazy, because I have some free weekends. All I do is thinking about this, right? So I think that's a big issue sometimes, right? When you think about, like, man, what do I do for fun? Yeah, I like to go out and travel, right? I've seen the beach. I've been to a lot of places already.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes down to, like, I'm going to figure out, you know, what the next best game is.
All right, Lucas, back to you. What's one thing you wish you knew before starting college here?
Oh, one thing I knew before starting college. Probably just be more involved, procrastinate a lot less. You know, like, as I'm getting older, I realize, like, oh man, I'm like young still. Like, I could be doing a lot of things a lot better, but like, you know, just like spending my time more wisely. And so, like I said, I would just go home and just do whatever. I feel like, you know, that's not really spending my time wisely, but just like being around campus, it just makes you more active, I think. And it's just a nice place to be. Yeah.
I like that. And then what's been your most memorable experience in college so far?
Most memorable? Let me think. Just probably being on the Smash team, honestly. Like, that's like a huge achievement. And it's just, I never thought myself as like a competitive player. Like, I never thought I would be there, you know, competing for the team. But like, once I was there, I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And so, you know, I just like trying new things, and I think that's like trying esports and figuring out, like, this is actually like really fun. I want to continue doing this. It's nice. And now, even though I'm not a competitive player, I'm still like behind the scenes working with them, like helping out the teams, and I think that's what I really like to enjoy doing.
That's awesome. Your turn, Bovey.
Yes.
What's one book, movie, or TV show you think everyone should experience at least once?
Gladiator as a movie. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like that's a core. That's my favorite movie. I just don't know why. It just very hits me emotionally, right? But it has a good meaning behind it.
Yeah.
It's strong.
If you could spend a day as a student in any department, what would you pick and why?
Any department?
Any department. Any other department.
Probably the business department.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. I met a few people there already. I think they have ambition, they have drive, they're proactive, and they want to see success. And that's what business is about, right? There's a lot of trying into it. There's a lot of ups and downs, but the whole message is not giving up, right? And I think that's where I will head to.
I like that. Bovey, what's a game you think everyone should play?
Everyone should play a game. Let me see here. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Nate.
I thought of it myself.
Yeah, it was an amazing question. What game everyone should play? See, I was like, oh, it depends who you are as a person. But I think Minecraft, right?
Interesting.
Is a game that everyone should play.
Yeah.
Just because of how, for it, I think it grew a lot of staples for a lot of other games.
Yeah.
And just understand how immersive it is, right? It looks very, blocky, but there's a lot of fundamentals behind it. So I think that's a very important game to play, especially if you have children. Right?
Yeah.
They'll love it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my choice.
Fun fact, I actually played Minecraft in alpha.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
I
been
love
a
to tell
minute.
people that.
When people were in Java and then they switched to Microsoft now, and I lost my account because I didn't transfer. But we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. All right, Lucas, what's the game you think everybody should play?
Oh, I don't even know. The games I play the most, like I have the most hours in, is like CS:GO, Siege, and Dead by Daylight. I think they're all like really like fun to play. I think any of the competitive games, I think people should try to play because I don't know what it is, but like having that competitive like gaming experience is just like boosts your dopamine. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's just fun.
Right?
Like actually like trying so hard just to win, and it's like you see your rank there, and like just seeing all that is like it's just nice to see. I think.
I like that.
You want to be the best.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like you want to be the best in your craft, and I feel like that's a lot of people that speaks volumes for it.
Yeah.
So I think that in gaming, same concept, right? It's just in a virtual space where you have to learn different move sets to be the best person, to be someone else that's doing the same exact thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's the problem solving mind and the competitive mindset of it.
That's really cool.
fun.
That's really awesome. I like that. Thank you guys for joining me. This was really fun.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, Nate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.